Welcome everybody to the first annual SML Honors Award Show. I'm your host Meets. I'm joined here with my co-host Primetime 000. It's the honors.
Hey, Meets. How's it going, man? The SML Honors. We finally did it. The first annual SML Honors. Hopefully, the first of many. This is a tribute to our hardworking members who put their time, blood, sweat, and tears into the league.
Yeah, I think this is something that we can keep going for a while. Welcome everybody to the first annual SML Honors Award. I was accidentally double streaming there. So we put a lot of work into this over the last couple of days. This is for you guys. It's for the owners. I mean, you guys have put up with our shit for the last whatever 2-3 years. So this is really for you. The graphics that me and Matty Ice made, we think you're really gonna like them, and it's all about competing.
Right, and I just wanted to say I've been kind of involved in this, half and half, just kind of overseeing some of the work that Bengals and Meats, obviously, and the Bears owner, who I want to give a shout out to, Matty Ice. Fantastic job for both of them. Just there had to been hours put into this. I'm not sure how long they both took, but I mean, they both deserve just a pat on the back. They've done a great job, and hopefully tonight you guys see that and take the time to give them a thanks, because they definitely, they have lives and they took the time to do this for us. So I appreciate it, Meats, and I appreciate it, Matty
Yeah,
Ice.
absolutely. And I think I don't know exactly how much Matty Ice put in, but I know myself, I probably put in about 5 hours between yesterday and today, and I know Matty Ice himself probably put in another 2 or 3, if not even longer than that. So we hope it's a good time. Like we said, it's for the owners. A lot of the time it's just having fun, but tonight's for you guys.
Right on. And yep, for the owners. And speaking of the owners, before we get into this, I'm gonna delay this a little more by saying it's playoff time in the SML. You've got the Raiders who lost. You've got the who else lost yesterday? You've got the Ravens who lost, got smacked by the Dolphins. Right now, off the top of your head, Meats, who is gonna win the SML Super Bowl? I know before you predicted the Dolphins. This is a year he beats me. Are you sticking with that?
I think, especially after that performance yesterday, it's hard for me to go away from that. I think, if anything, the Dolphins improved the way that they look to me. But I don't know. The NFC is going to be tough this year. The Panthers smacked the Cowboys, and that was, the Cowboys, we had potentially sleeper Super Bowl pick. So, the NFC is up in the air, and they could give the AFC a run for their money this year.
I agree with that. And the thing about the NFC is whoever wins it, unless if it's the Falcons, is a dark horse this year that an AFC team might not know much about. So I agree with that. I'm going to say my Super Bowl prediction will be the Dolphins and the Chicago Bears.
I would love to see that.
So
that would be probably my ideal matchup at this point, other than myself, obviously.
So, right. So there you go. And we got the Bears posting in chat saying predicting himself to win a Super Bowl there. So all right. I think it's the time everybody's all been waiting for here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the drum roll, and we're gonna get right into the SML honors.
All right. So for you guys, we have 8 awards tonight. We have the most simulation player, the best sportsmanship award, the most clutch player, the best defensive player, the best offensive player, the most improved player, and that was kind of a little bit of a debate there, whether it was over the course of his entire Madden career or just the course of this cycle. So we'll see how that played out and what you guys thought. We have the Rookie of the Year, and we have the top award in the SML, the Owner of the Year. So let's talk about this most sim player award.
Right. So the most sim player is a guy who follows the rules in the SML. The SML stands for Sim Madden League, which is as close to realistic as possible. They take the rules seriously. They have integrity about their play. Some guys will, or some people who you play in the lobby, they'll just do anything they can to win. This guy takes playing Sim more seriously than winning a game, and so that's basically what the Sim Award stands for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are the Sim Madden League, so we pride ourselves on sim play. So you could make an excuse. I mean, you could make an argument that the most sim player kind of represents what the Sim Madden League's really all about.
Right, I agree with that. And this, even though this award's first on the list, is definitely one of the more prestigious awards, I think. Um, it's something for everybody should strive for. It's actually one of my favorite awards. So, did you want to? You want me to name off the nominees here? So let me pull up my list of nominees. We had the Tennessee Titans as a nominee for the most sim player. So that was our first nominee. As I'm pulling up my list here, we had the Cleveland Browns as a nominee, the Green Bay Packers, and the co-commish of the SML, the New England Patriots. All four guys, great guys, stand-up guys, but only one is the most sim player in the SML. And who is that, Meats?
The award for most sim player in the SML goes to the Titans, Future Empire. Congrats, dude. It's a pleasure playing you every time. It's a ton of fun, and we really think you deserve this award.
Yep, and Future Empire, he won by one vote over the New England Patriots. It was a close contest. Future Empire, not only a great player, but a sim player. Right now, he's in the playoffs. He's going to go to Indianapolis next week in the divisional round. So, look, being sim doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be a good player. This guy's proved he can be sim, and he can win tons of football games. And, congrats to Future Empire on a great season and a great display of just playing good football.
Yeah, absolutely. Prime, do me a favor here. Stall for about 45 seconds. I have to run and go do something real fast.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stall. So let me tell you a story about the Titans. I'm going to hype up my game here against the Titans in the divisional playoff round. So this year, the Colts have had 4 games that were within 7 points. 2 of the games were against the Tennessee Titans. So I finished 16-0, as you guys would may have heard, and if you haven't, I did. And the Titans came close both times to beating me. So what that means is the divisional playoff round game, Colts vs. Titans, will be the game of the century, the best game ever played in the SML. And it'll be a sim game. It'll be a commish versus the most sim player in the SML. And my prediction for the game is going to be a close one-score game. Whoever's got the ball last will win. I would like to think I can pull it out by about 4 points. I think I'm going to win the game. But I can very easily see it going the other way. Future Empire is a great player, great guy. So with that being said, Future Empire, I'm just going to go a little bit into his backstory. He played in the NFC South last Madden, played against the Falcons, played against one of our former dynasty teams, the Panthers, and he held his own. He beat both teams. He said he wanted to switch things up this year. He wanted to play against me. He wanted to, go by the standard, or by the saying, iron sharpens iron. So he played the Colts, and he beat me a few times this year. So once again, shout out to Future Empire on a fantastic season so far, and just great play. Another tidbit from the SML, if you're listening and you haven't heard about us, or if you're looking to join, we're currently working on a website. It's called simmaddenleague.com. Me, the Bengals owner, and some other guys are working on this, and it's taken a lot of work, hard work, but I think you guys will be very impressed once it's completed. So yeah, that's basically all I got. simmaddenleague.com is going to be the place you want to go to apply to see our rules. We're going to have some forums on there once we get things going. We're going to try getting some merch involved, but don't expect to see too much of that. And once again, if you're looking at the league and you haven't joined, we do have podcasts. We've got iTunes. We've got SoundCloud. We've got a YouTube channel. We've got Playing with the Field. We've got I got the Meats Tonight Show with the Meats. We've got it all.
Shameless plug there.
And oh, Jesus, thank God you're back, because I've been improv there for about
I have a confession. I've been sitting here for about 2 minutes listening to you.
All right, good. So I'm glad you're back. So can we finally go past the most sim player?
Yes, we can. So our second award tonight is the Best Sportsmanship Award. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the best sportsmanship award is basically what it says: win, lose, or tie. This guy's always got a positive attitude in the chat. Uh, he's basically not Tom Brady. So you see Tom Brady after he loses a Super Bowl, and he's mad. He's throwing his helmet off, on the field. They're probably not shaking anybody's hands. You probably see a few F-bombs. This guy is a guy who will say, "Good game." He'll be the bigger man, and really, once again, he's probably a pillar guy in the SML. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Sportsmanship, especially in an online league where nobody really knows each other, and they're competing really every day, it's really important, and it really helps keep the league around. And so I really think whoever wins this award is one of the more integral people of this league.
I agree with that. And you want to hear the nominees? The nominees of the best sport in the SML. Could it be the New York Giants, who who've had a lot of losing seasons, but they continue to play? Is it the Detroit Lions? What do you think? What's the answer to that question, Meats?
And the winner for best sportsmanship is Fuzzy McGee. Congrats to the Lions. I think he again, another guy that really deserved this award.
Look, Fuzzy's probably, I'm not throwing out favorites here, but one of my favorite players in the SML. Here's a guy who just always a positive attitude. He's always looking out for the best of the league, and he'll PM me. He'll be like, "Hey, I noticed this happened in chat," or "Hey, I noticed this." He's a chat moderator. He's one of our newish members, and he's taken a role to be a chat moderator. He's working his way up in the SML. He's just a great sport and a quintessential SML player, pillar guy, and couldn't be happier to see him win the best sport. Congrats, Fuzzy McGee. 9-7, missed out on the playoffs, but next year I think you'll be there, and there'll be a lot of good games on the way.
Yeah, absolutely. And Fuzzy's in the running for another award later tonight, the Most Improved Player Award. And I think he stands a good chance of getting that too, because from the time that he joined the league to now, it's bounds and strides. I mean, it's insane how much he's improved.
I agree 100%. And that's just playing the games. You keep playing, you keep grinding, chopping wood, and you're going to get to that point, and Fuzzy's getting there. So once again, Fuzzy, congrats. The best sport in the SML, the Detroit Lions, Fuzzy McGee. Congratulations.
Our third award tonight is the Most Clutch Award. This award's going to go to the person that pulls it out late in the game that no lead is ever comfortable with.
Right, so the Clutch Award. Basically what he said, 2 minutes left. You do not want to see this guy having the ball in his hands. He's got ice in his veins. If it's a Super Bowl, if it's a playoff game, this guy's probably going to come out on top. If there's 2 minutes left, like I said, he's going to drive down the field. He is the Tom Brady of the SML. He's the Michael Jordan, the Kobe Bryant. He's got that gene. He's got the ice in his veins. He's a cold-blooded assassin. Do you want to hear the nominees, or did you have anything to add on to that?
I think you pretty much gave it away right there. The winner of the Most Clutch Award is Primetime 000, 16-0 for the Colts this season. Tooting your own horn a little bit there.
Yeah, I got a little worked up there. I kind of knew I won, so I wanted to hype it up. Look, I appreciate the award. Thanks everybody who voted. Definitely an honor. So we can get to the next award.
Tell us about your season. Season 16, you go 16-0, kind of fitting. Why'd you win Most Clutch?
Right. Well, I think it's because it's a Madden as a whole that people have seen me somehow maybe get lucky a few times, pull out some games. 16-0 is hard to argue against. And look, we lost the Super Bowl last year and the year before that, so we told ourselves this year we want to play 4 full quarters of football, whether that's a blowout, a tight game. We just wanted to get the win, and we wanted to keep our foot on the gas pedal. And I think we've done that this year, and we're going to try to hold that throughout the playoffs this year. No guarantees, but we're going to do our best. So once again, it's an honor. Nothing ever comes easy in this league, so it's definitely just an honor for the guys to be voted on by your peers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I accidentally pulled up the wrong graphic for that one, so that's wrong on the screen, but we do have a real one for you. It's you, but like I said, we made multiple awards for Owner of the Year depending on who wins. I accidentally pulled up your Owner of the Year award and not your most clutch award.
Right.
So we'll see if you actually deserve this one in a little bit.
Yeah, I just want to say that I didn't win Owner of the Year. We technically haven't won Owner of the Year yet. Bengals is in the running for that, so he made multiple templates, so he'd be surprised when I announced the winner of that one.
Yeah, so I know all the winners in advance, as does Prime, as does Matty Ice for the most part. But again, we wanted to be surprised, so some of us don't know certain award. All right, moving on. Fourth award, the fourth award of the night is the best defensive player in the SML.
And the best defensive player is the guy who's going to get the stop. I mean, it's probably doesn't need much of an explanation. The guy with the best defensive stick skills. When it's time to get a stop, this guy's going to get the stop. And I'm going to read off the nominees, and then I think after we get into this a little bit, were you interested in reading off some stats on this guy?
Yeah, I think after we announce it, we can do that.
Okay, so the nominees were the Houston Texans, Mr. Sack Machine, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Atlanta Falcons. So who would you say won that award?
Well, fingers crossed I have the right graphic this time, but the winner of the best defensive award is the Falcons. Lawyer Killer. Good job, dude. 14-2 on the season. Dominant defensive season, I'd have to say.
Right, and I mean, when you're 14-2, you got to be doing something right. And this guy had the #1 defense in the SML.
He was number one almost across the board. Points allowed, like you said, the least amount of yards per game, the least amount of passing yards per game. Gave up less than 100 passing yards per game. Middle of the pack rushing just because of that good passing defense, but I don't think that's reflective on the team at all.
Right, I agree with that. And what do they say about defenses? Defenses win championships. The Falcons have been to one Super Bowl. They did lose, but this year feels different for the Falcons. #1 defense, 14-2. They lead the NFC South. And title town might be in Atlanta this year.
Yeah, we'll have to see. They got their first round bye. They got a round 3 matchup with the Panthers coming up, so we'll see.
Right on. So there you go. That was the best defensive player meets. What's the exact opposite of defense is the offense. The best offensive player in the SML is a guy who not only can run the ball, he can pass the ball corners of the field. He's diverse in his play calling, and he's gonna more often than not drive it down the field and get a touchdown. And I've got the nominees for the best offense. It's the Philadelphia Eagles. Led by, and the Eagles are an interesting team. I just want to say, the Indianapolis Colts or the Baltimore Ravens. So I guess I'm going to say, I guess we can just announce the winner of the best offense, and then I'll go into detail about the winner.
All right. So with 329.4 yards per game, the winner of the best offensive team in the SML is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Congrats to the Eagles. Had a great season, 11-5. Missed the playoffs, but look, he had the #4 ranked points per game, 31 points a game. He had the #2 ranked rushing offense, 142 yards a game. He had the #3.4. Carson Wentz threw 36 touchdowns on the season, 112 quarterback rating. He was on fire most of the season. And look, I actually personally played him once this year. There's a game in Philadelphia. I thought I had him wrapped up pretty early. I was feeling good about myself. And all of a sudden, the guy changed up his offensive scheme. He went from running the ball to hitting these long seam routes, long corner routes. He started carving up my defense. The game turned into somewhat of a shootout later in the game. I ended up winning ultimately, but the guy knows how to score. And that's what I have to say about the Eagles.
He's for sure a dynamic player. And honestly, I think his passing yards would have been higher, but he was very focused on breaking my rushing record there at the end of the season. So very dynamic player, and 31 points per game, that sounds like a lot. But his defense was only giving up about 20, which is top half. And I think he could have scored a lot more points than that if he wanted to, but he was taking it slow, not running up the score.
I agree. So once again, good job to the Eagles on a fantastic season. We expect to see 11-5, great year, great offense. Good job and congrats on the best offense in
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
SML.
And it's tough to miss the playoffs after a season like that, but the NFC was stacked this year, and to have an 11-win team not make the playoffs is pretty insane.
I agree. I agree with that.
Coming up now, we're getting to the more prestigious awards. We're looking at most improved player in the SML. And like I mentioned earlier, there was some debate about how we should vote for this.
What was your opinion on
My
that, Meech?
opinion was that it should be over the course of the cycle. And the person that won had maybe had some past successes, but ultimately was pretty mediocre for most of the cycle, but really turned it on this year, and really improved quite a bit from what I've seen at least.
Right. So I kind of agree with that. My opinion, improved player was a person who improved the most from last cycle or the beginning of this cycle until right now. Once again, that means that they went from average or below average to becoming a great player. Um, so I'm going to read off the nominees. You got the Oakland Raiders, great player. The Detroit Lions and the
And
Dallas
all three of those
Cowboys.
guys have made tremendous bounds this cycle, and I mean throughout the course of their Madden career. And I think they're all deserving of this award.
Right. Lions made the playoffs for the first time last year. The Raiders made the playoffs the first time this season. And the Cowboys had a fantastic season that just came to an end about an hour or two ago. So, once again, like you said, all guys deserve to win the award, but only one can win the award. And who was
The
that,
winner
Meats?
of the most improved player in the SML is terrible two-step in the Cowboys, 13-3 on the season. Congrats.
Congrats to the Cowboys. Once again, great season. Um, and look, I'm not going to blame his shortcoming and take anything away from the Panthers winning the playoffs this year, but they were missing Zeke, or Zeke wasn't 100%. Guy had 1,200 rushing yards in the games he did play, 17 touchdowns. Two Step is a run first guy, and he has shown up to one SML Super Bowl, so he's been a solid player, but he seems to have taken it to the next level this year, and I'm expecting big things out of him from next season and beyond into Madden 19. So congrats to Terrible Two Step for being our most improved player in
Absolutely.
the
And
SML.
I mean 13-3 season, just missing out on that first round bye by virtue of the tiebreaker. Um, Great season. Ultimately it was cut short by an upstart Panthers team, but I mean they're the defending champs for a reason.
Right, I agree with that. So there you go. Once again, congrats, Terrible Two Step, most improved
And
player.
don't let this say you
Um,
can't improve anymore, because you definitely can. Go 19-0 next season.
so there you go, Two Step. That's the next challenge for you if you're listening. 19-0. So next award was that
Rookie of the
Rookie of
year.
the Year. So Rookie of the Year is a guy who's new to the SML, not only displays sim play, a good personality, but is active in the chat and just looks like he's going to be a future star of the SML. Is there anything you'd like to add
I
on to that?
think this class of rookies that we have is really something special. We got the Vikings, we got the Panthers, we got the Bears, we have a handful of other guys that just really are very decent players and can provide for the league for a long time.
I agree with that 100%. And we did have three nominees. We try to do three for voting. So the first nominee was the Carolina Panthers. Second was the Minnesota Vikings, and the third was the Chicago Bears. Meets who won that award?
And the winner for Rookie of the Year in the SML is Matty Ice and the Bears.
Congrats, Matty Ice. Panthers has been a great owner so far, as well as the Vikings, but the Bears have been looking to be a pillar guy for the SML, whether that's creating graphics, creating news articles, magazines for the SML. You should see the work he puts out on Twitter for us. I mean, guy is talented. He's been on some podcasts for us. Got a great personality, and above all that, he's a good sim quality
Yeah,
player.
absolutely. 13-3, beating out the Cowboys on the tiebreaker for that first round bye. So he's still alive in the playoffs. Honestly, he could go to the Super Bowl this year. But he's a really big part of the league, and he's been a big help to me in the graphics department. A lot of what you're seeing tonight is his work. So, I mean, honestly, very deserving of this award, and congrats on winning it.
And congrats to the Chicago Bears Rookie of the Year. We're expecting big things out of you. We're expecting you to go for Owner of the Year award next year. That's what that means. Once again, very proud of you. You've been an asset to the league already, and just happy you joined the SML. So once again, thanks, Eddie Ice, for joining the SML, and we expect big things.
And I think his potential is through the roof. 13-3, and he didn't touch this team until now. And he's still getting his feet under him based on the opponents. So honestly, I don't think 15-1 next season is too much of a stretch.
Wow, 15-1, Bengals calling it. I'm calling 16-0 out of the Bears. So there you go, Cowboys and Bears. I'm expecting a 16-0 versus 16-0 in the NFC Championship game next year.
Actually, I think they might have to play each other.
So, well. Then hopefully they tie or something. Then we have an undefeated clash in the NFC Championship. So there you go. So now I think it's the time you've all been waiting for. The SML Owner of the Year. What's your opinion on the Owner of the Year, Bengals?
Well, I'm nominated this, and I know it's an honor, and it's really, I think whoever won, and I don't know who won yet, so it's going to be a surprise to me too. The guy that won this is going to be somebody that is integral to the league, who is always showing up, playing his games, maybe playing them well, pitching in, helping out, and just being a big asset to the league.
Right, I agree with that. The Owner of the Year is the highest award in the SML a member can get. He displays great charisma in the chat. He's a positive member. He does work for the league. He's a good player, and above all, he's just a good all-around guy. And it's what the SML stands for and what the SML looks for. So we had 4 nominees this year for the SML Owner of the Year. One being the Oakland Raiders. He's our chat moderator. One being the Cincinnati Bengals. Obviously graphics guy, social media guy, etc. One being the Atlanta Falcons, who's our gameplay guy. And one being the Indianapolis Colts, which is me. Right, trade committee as well. So yeah, the Falcons and Bengals both do trade committee.
So
I believe.
You and I are both nominated for this award, but the other 2 guys in it too are also just as deserving, if not more.
Right, I agree. And the vote was very close. So the winner only won by 2 votes, and the winner of the Owner of the Year award was the Colts. And the second place runner-up in a very close vote was the Cincinnati Bengals. So, with that being said, I would like to say that everybody who was involved in the nomination, whether that was the Falcons, Bengals, and Raiders, particularly the Bengals, who's really put a lot of hours in this league, I believe he is more deserving of the award than I am at this point. But I appreciate the award. I think that we've got a lot of great guys in this league. And the guys who I've been nominated with are all deserve recognition, and hopefully you guys can all give them a hand for the hours, for the time and dedication they put into this league.
I think you are very deserving of this, and obviously, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed to not win, but this is your league. I mean, you built it from nothing, and you did a great job doing it. So I think it's fitting that the first ever Owner of the Year is you. So.
I appreciate that, and I think that next year or next voting, it may go to Cincinnati. I could see you winning one, and some other guys. I could see the Bears in the future, the Raiders, Lions, all in the future. And I want to take this time to kind of tell a backstory about the start of the SML for some guys who don't know. The SML started, I think, it started originally. Me and Field we're brothers, if you guys don't know. And we were in a league that was a sim style league, and I got kicked from the league for reasons I'm still not sure of 100%. And so Field then left the league, and basically, actually, so anyway, I got kicked, And me and Field were like, okay, fine, we'll create our own league. So we put together some chat, and it fell apart within like 3 hours, Easter Sunday. So about a year goes by, and I talked to him like, hey, we should really start up a Madden league. And he's like, all right. So I get on some crappy forum website, and the website's still there. It's called simmaddenleague.freeforums.net. If you go on simmaddenleague.freeforums.net right now, that is the official. That was the first website of the Sim Madden League. Once again, that's simmaddenleague.freeforums.net. So I created that website. Field typed up the rules, adapted the rules, and I just went on there and I put in some work. I started going on forums. I spent probably hours, probably 20 hours, just finding guys. I probably messaged about 1,000 guys to join the league, and I got just total bums. Guys just went in the chat, cussed, just quit games, just you name it. We got death threats, stuff like that, and so what then happened was we slowly started building up a basis of guys who kind of knew a friend, who was interested, and then slowly the bad guys started going out. We started getting some okay guys, but the chat was just dead. There was still it wasn't just a great experience, but slowly but surely we started picking up a guy or two here and there, and now we've kind of got a community of just great people like the Bengals, like the Raiders, like the Bears. List goes on, Falcons, Titans, and so here we are. I think this is our third year. This is our second full Madden, and we're finally starting to reach a point where we're starting to reach that height, but we're not at the point where we want to be. We want to be the best Madden league on the PlayStation 4, bar none, and I don't think we're there yet. Madden 19 that we are, and I'm definitely not going to stop. I'm going to grind till we get to that point, and we're going to stay there once we're at that.
I have not been in the league for the entirety of it. I joined this year about halfway through season 11. And I believe the first season was in Madden 16, right? So
right.
How far this league has come even in the last, 9-10 months that I've been here is really remarkable. I was joining in as everyone was starting Twitters. I think I joined maybe that same week. And I mean, it's just we went from, maybe an occasional one podcast a month to now we have 3 separate shows. We have live streams. We've gotten a little bit of commentary. We're still working on that. I mean, it's unbelievable. And even just the people that were in the league in season 11 versus season 16, it's just the level of just guys that make this feel like a community and almost as a family is way higher, and it's just, I think it's going to do wonders for the league.
Right, I agree 100%, man, and we are a family in the SML. I hope everybody knows that. If you don't, I consider you guys all friends, and we are just a community. We all enjoy the game, but we all enjoy just kind of enjoy each other, as weird as that sounds, corny as it sounds. So appreciate what you guys have done for the league. Really couldn't do it without you guys, and I'm really looking forward to what the SML has to, what the future has to hold for the SML.
100%. And I mean, like I said, this is your league. This is yours and Field's league. You're 100% deserving of this, and honestly, it's an honor to be nominated, but I'm glad you won.
I appreciate it. And I think, like I said, I'm going to say this, not to beat a dead horse, but I predicted the Bears 15-0, and now I'm predicting Bengals owner of the year next year. Make it happen. Bengals deserving of the award. So let's all. I just wanted to say once again, Meats, thank you for what you've done for putting this together. You put a lot of time into this league. You treat it as if it's your creation. I appreciate what you've done, and we would not be at this point without you. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So thanks again, man.
And yes, I did put in the wrong graphic for you earlier in your most clutch, but I do have both of them. And just so everybody knows, I did not know this. I have the awards for the other 3 teams too, that obviously they didn't win, but I made all 4 of the awards. So it was just I clicked on the wrong one uploading. But I do have both of your awards. Anybody that won that's still watching, I'm going to upload them to Twitter, or you can DM me, and I will send you the full-size image.
Yeah, put them on Twitter. Put them in I'll put them on social chat as well. I'll upload them on there or whatever, and they're definitely to be admired. I mean, I like the gold. It looks very classy with the black. I mean, it looks a lot better. Andrew Luck holding up his arm in there. I mean, it's just a sight to see. So, great job to the graphics department on those graphics. Now, I need to finish off the job
Yeah,
and win the
we'll
Super
we'll
Bowl.
see. You got me in your way. You got the Titans in your way. You got the Dolphins in your way. You got the NFC in your way. So we'll see.
So we will. So all right, meets. I think that's
Yeah,
a wrap.
absolutely. Good luck to you with the
On
rest of the season. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the first annual SML Honors Awards show. We'll be back next season. Stay tuned for podcasts. Stay tuned for live streams. Stay tuned for commentary. Hopefully at some point we'll get around to it. Stay tuned for the new website coming here within the next few weeks. Yeah, I think that about does it. So that'll do it for us here at SMLN. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next time.
Take it easy.